Hey, what's up, guys? I wanted to talk to you guys today about marriage as an investment. I feel like I talk about this a lot to people that I know, and they kind of make fun of it a lot. It's been on my mind for a long time, though. Who here thinks about their marriage as an investment? I guess for me, I think, statistically, after a few years, people have to sort of fall in love again. Like the chemicals, all that dopamine, all that stuff that makes you feel in love in the beginning, that stuff starts to wear unless you work on it. That's totally normal for that stuff to happen, right? So what do you do with that? What do you do to keep that alive? And with that, how much do you think that people on average pay, not only for a wedding, for the courting process, being in the early stages of your relationship, for date nights, for different things that they might spend, like, I don't know, anniversaries or holidays or whatever you're buying for your significant other, right? And then how much does it cost for a divorce? Like, how much is it in time? Like, how do you put a price on time, even, for a relationship or a marriage? So I really do hope today that we can talk a little bit about marriage and how much of an investment it really is. And if your marriage is not successful, how much do you lose out? For example, they say on average, people become millionaires more likely who are in a marriage. Obviously, it's going to change from area to area, but I really do think if you're not working on your relationship, it really is, like I said in that past YouTube that I posted on being successful, having a better relationship, like, you need to be working on that. I really do want to get the word out about John Gottman, because from my 10 plus years of being a licensed or being a social worker in general in different populations, whether it's working with military or working for the state, all different jobs that I've done, and in private practice, I really feel like couples really struggled in all different areas that I've worked in, and I've tried to figure out how to help them and fix my own relationship, how to improve my own relationship. So the information that I really do hope that you guys can search about John Gottman from University of Washington and look at his love labs. What I've kind of mentioned before about him is I've been studying John Gottman for many years now. I'm a level 2 John Gottman couples counselor. What that means for you is when you come and see me, I kind of want to lay this out for you. When you come and see me, day 1, we're going to first meet with you guys as a couple. So we're going to do the intake paperwork. We're going to go through that. And this is pretty cool because I can do all this online. With telehealth. So instead of making couples come into my office and sit there and maybe run into Joe Schmo that you know from down the street, all the time that it takes for couples to get to one place, you guys can do this from your house. Hang out. As long as you have a phone or a computer that your Wi-Fi is fast enough to run Netflix, then you're good to do couples counseling with me. So I really do want to run you through this. So basically you do that first session, and in that first session I'm going to be gathering some information. So what's going on, what are some of the concerns, how in it are you both, and just asking super basic, non-invasive questions at all. Okay, so that's session 1. Generally it's between 60 and 90 minute sessions, and we'll go through all that. I'll make sure, kind of figure out what your guys' goals are too as a couple. Okay, and then that night I will send you an email with a link. Both of you guys separately will have a link to do a couples assessment from Gottman, where basically he takes the research of what masters couples and ones who end up in divorce do, right and wrong, some of the good and the bad. No one's perfect by any means, but he just takes this assessment, has you guys go through it and answer questions on basically what the concerns are in the relationship, what's going well, what's not. Some of the things that might be going well, like maybe, for example, you guys have date nights. You have a really strong relationship. Like, you know what's going on in your partner's life, like who their best friend is at work or anything like that. And maybe some of the conflicts could be like, you're really stuck in conflict. You're getting stuck in that stonewalling. You're in contempt. I mentioned that on that first Gottman video, so please do check that out below. So with that session, that first session gives me a lot of information. My job as a therapist is to literally sit and listen and just let you guys talk in the first session. I know it sounds cheesy because it's sort of like how people think on TV what therapists do, but that is a lot of that. My job in that first one is to get the most information I can within that 60 or 90 minute session. Please let me know if you're interested more in a 60 or 90. In a 90-minute session, we'll probably get everything done with our first assessment. So after that night, again, I send you your assessment, you get through it all, and then I'll get it back. And that next time we schedule, then we will go and I will meet with one partner. So one person in the relationship. First, I will ask a set of series of questions. I will screen for concerns, strengths, try to figure out like how in it are you really, and what do you want from this relationship, and what would it look like if it was better for you, so we can know when we get to that place. So that next session, it can either be a 90-minute session as well, or a 60, depending on if you're doing private pay, or if you're doing insurance billing, because insurance usually only covers 60-minute sessions, just so you know. So that second session, then we would split it up. So if we did 90-minute, then we could have one person could come talk to me for half of the session, and then the other person for the other half. We'll ask the same questions. It'll help me gather information about what is going on. It's that idea that if you went to a doctor's office and you said, hey, I don't feel good, doc, and they just jabbed you with a needle, you'd be like, wait, you didn't even know what the problem was. And so that's the point of what we're doing with Gottman. When I was a couples counselor, couples would come in and I would instantly try to fix it instead of just taking some time and really assessing all of it first. So I really love Gottman. And what I've learned in Gottman is because we're supposed to get in and get out. Couples want to reel us into their stuff. They want us to pick sides. I don't do that in Gottman. I am completely aligned to both of you both. And if you ever felt like I was, you're favoring this person more, that's when we need to have a conversation about that so I can check it and make sure that I'm not, indeed. And so the next session, you're probably kind of wondering, okay, there's a lot of sessions, right? Where there's a point, it's getting somewhere. So that next session, hopefully in that second session, my hope is we do a 90-minute session. I've met with both people. So then the third session, I would already have talked to both persons in the relationship. I would have looked through the assessments thoroughly. And I would then watch a conflict. So I would have you guys come with a conflict. So like, what is something you guys are getting stuck in? So maybe an example is, hey, he doesn't want me to have a girls' night, for example, and he thinks you should be home with the kids. Whatever it is, right? It can be anything, but you guys are just stuck in it and you're frustrated. Every couple has something that they get stuck in, and sometimes it takes using these skills to figure out how to navigate through it. And figure out what can be changed and what cannot, which I can get more into soon. So with that session, basically, from there, we will have a 10-minute conflict. Kind of awkward at first, but then you kind of get in it. You kind of talk to the person. You start talking to the person. Hey, I didn't like when this happened, whatever. I watch both partners go back and forth about this for 10 minutes, take notes, and I'm really looking to see what the 4 horsemen are that are playing in your relationship, if any. Is there contempt? Is there criticism? Are you guys stuck in that? Constantly criticizing each other? Are you stonewalling? Is he getting so flooded and overwhelmed that he's turning away and just checked out? And then I might even in that moment say, hey, go ahead and take your pulse right now. If it's not too interruptive, I might have someone go through that and kind of look and check your pulse. Okay, how are you doing on your beats per minute right now? Are you really, really, really in fight or flight and you're not hearing anything that person's saying? So with that information, basically we take that and I then work on a treatment plan. So that next time that we meet, we will have a thorough treatment plan of it's called the Sound Relationship House. And I can get more information on that if you guys are interested. And basically it's what Gottman says makes a master's couple relationship. And not every couple, of course, most couples aren't going to be at a complete sound relationship. Some people might struggle with trust. They might have issues with connecting. Maybe they're too focused on their kids right now, so it's been hard to have date nights. that type of thing. This assessment is thorough, and I'm going to give you guys a summarized copy of it so you don't have to go through all the stuff that I read through of trying to make sense of all of the compiled information. So I'll give you that assessment, and from there we'll start setting goals of these are some of the concerns that the assessments found. This is what I've witnessed, and then I'll get your guys' buy-in to see what you want. Because it doesn't really have to do with what I want to make changes in your relationship. It's about what you guys need. Gottman is a really effective way for couples to get through and learn these master's couples skills. So I strongly recommend Gottman. I personally, if I was seeking couples counseling, I have been looking just for like who can keep me in my skills as a couples counselor, and there isn't anyone in our area, in the Illinois area, for at least 30 to 40 minutes away. So I am so excited and privileged to be able to give these skills and teach you guys how to be master's couples. And if you're getting into those, all the negative contempt and the stonewalling and all these things that the 4 horsemen that you guys are going to know really well, then we're going to nip that in the bud and we're going to work through this stuff. It's way more effective, in my opinion, than the couples counseling that I have seen and what I have done with other people, and I highly recommend it. So I do encourage you, please like and subscribe and share about Gottman Couples Counseling. And I would love to hear from you if you're interested in scheduling an appointment with me through Wright Choice Counseling. Please PM me or like and subscribe below and share. Thanks so much. Have a great day, and I wish you great luck.